Just when you thought things were going to kind of quiet down when it comes to the Activision Blizzard deal with Microsoft, it starts to heat up exponentially. We have the UK responding to Microsoft. We have Phil Spencer himself putting out a blog post talking about what the deal means. And all of this is coming to a head for when the deal is actually going to close in the next several months. Let's get into all the details that's happening, everything that's being talked about, because there's a lot going on with this new Xbox deal. Alright, so you know the drill. If you like the content, hit that subscribe button and that like button. And if you want to be notified on future videos, hit that small little bell icon. And if you want to go that extra mile to support the channel, hit that join button. All the support is greatly appreciated. Okay, so we have talked about this deal what seems like forever. I know it started in January. I know a lot of things have been talked about. And I know there's been a lot of news and updates coming in the last several months. And I think there's a reason for that. I think a lot of litigation and a lot of countries are starting to make their decisions on what this deal is going to mean for the gaming media, and of course what it means for Microsoft and Game Pass, not to mention competitors like Sony's PlayStation. So there's a lot of moving parts, and of course there's going to be a lot of legislations and a lot of people coming out and talking about what they feel about this. And one of the first ones to do that is the UK and the CMA. And I'm going to just get into exactly what the details are, what they said, and also what Microsoft had to say. Here's what the article mentions. Microsoft pleads for its Activision Blizzard deal as UK regulator signals in-depth review. Microsoft is publicly pleading for its Activision Blizzard deal to go ahead, just as the UK's Competition and Markets Authority, CMA, has expressed concerns. Microsoft surprised the gaming world earlier this year with its plans to acquire Activision Blizzard in a $68.7 billion deal, by far the biggest ever in gaming. Now regulators are starting to take notice. The UK CMA says it's concerned that Microsoft's anticipated purchase of Activision Blizzard could substantially lessen competition in gaming consoles, multi-game subscription services, and cloud gaming services. After an initial research phase, the CMA is signaling it will move to what it calls a Phase 2 investigation if Microsoft isn't able to answer its concerns within 5 working days. A Phase 2 investigation will see an independent panel examine Microsoft's deal in more detail and whether control over games like Call of Duty and World of Warcraft will harm rivals. In response, Microsoft gaming CEO and head of Xbox Phil Spencer has spelled out Microsoft's position in a blog post today. Okay, so we all knew that this might happen. We knew that the UK was going to look into this. They've been talking about the UK for what seems like a couple of weeks now, if not a couple of months. We knew they were going to be very scrutinized about what the deal has to do and if it's going to hurt competition, like they said, consoles and multi-platform games, and of course subscription services and cloud gaming, which is kind of funny because there isn't that many competitors in cloud gaming outside of Netflix, Amazon, and of course Google just went out the window. So you look at everything that they're talking about and they do have some merit, because while Microsoft has been pretty dominant for the last couple of years, they weren't always at the top of what the gaming market considers the winner. That's always been PlayStation and Nintendo. So does Microsoft really have this monopoly or anti-competitive thing going on if they get Activision Blizzard and all of their IPs on their platform only? That's where things are starting to heat up, and that's where Phil Spencer starts to come out in detailing what he thinks Microsoft's plans are for the gaming industry and what Xbox plans to do with Activision Blizzard. Here's what's said in the article. Detailing Microsoft's plans for gaming beyond just Xbox consoles, Phil Spencer says the company will pursue a principled path in its approach to Xbox Game Pass and Call of Duty. Microsoft says it will make Overwatch, Diablo, and Call of Duty all available in Xbox Game Pass, but not prevent games like Call of Duty from being available on PlayStation. We've heard that this deal might take franchises like Call of Duty away from the places where people currently play them, says Spencer. That's why, as we've said before, we are committed to making the same version of Call of Duty available on PlayStation on the same day the game launches elsewhere. Spencer likens Microsoft Activision Blizzard deal to the company's $2.5 billion acquisition of Minecraft. We know players benefit from this approach because we've done it with Minecraft, which continues to be available on multiple platforms and has expanded to even more since Mojang joined Microsoft in 2014, says Spencer. And this is the biggest thing that we've talked about in a while, because right now Phil Spencer did put out a massive article and blog post right when the UK asked for this 5-day mandate of giving them answers to questions they have. It's kind of funny that Phil Spencer was ready for this, right? It's as if all the lawyers and regulators that people know and within Microsoft told him, you're going to need to put out this statement talking about what you, as the CEO of gaming, want to do with all of these IPs because people have questions. And that's going to happen for several months now. We all know that this deal's probably and hopefully going to go through. We all know all these games are going to go to Game Pass, but we also know that a lot of people like Sony and of course other platforms and publishers might have questions about where Call of Duty is going to launch. And if it's not launching on PlayStation, they lose a massive amount of money on their platform because that 30% they collect from Call of Duty sales will fly out the window. And that is always, without a shadow of a doubt, the biggest selling game on PlayStation, next to Destiny, next to all the free-to-play games like Fortnite and Apex Legends. All those games are what sells that console, not the first party. Sorry to break it to everybody, 10 million units being sold for one first party game, over 110 million units sold, it's not why people buy the PlayStation. They buy it because of the third party and because of where their friends are. That's the whole point. And speaking of the legislation within Microsoft and what they want to do with Call of Duty, Brad Smith had something to say also. Here's what's said in the article. Brad Smith, Microsoft president and vice chair, is even more direct about the Call of Duty situation. We're ready to work with the CMA on next steps and address any of its concerns. Sony, as the industry leader, says it is worried about Call of Duty, but we've said we are committed to making the same game available on the same day on both Xbox and PlayStation. We want people to have more access to games, not less. Microsoft has also previously argued that not distributing games like Call of Duty at rival console stores would simply not be profitable for the company. In documents submitted to Brazil's Administrative Council for Economic Defense, Regulator, the company says a strategy of not distributing Activision Blizzard games on rival consoles would only be profitable if the games could attract a high number of players over to the Xbox ecosystem, resulting in revenue to compensate for losses from not selling these titles on rival consoles. While the FTC, CMA, and the European Commission are still analyzing Microsoft's Activision Blizzard deal, Saudi Arabia became the first country to approve the acquisition last month. I understand Microsoft still expects the deal to close fully in spring 2023, with many months ahead for competitors to voice concerns and Microsoft to argue for this giant acquisition. Spencer says he's open and ready for the thorough reviews ahead. And this is where everything has to come out, because Phil Spencer does talk about being transparent, and in the spirit of transparency, they want to be open with the review, because of course they do. They don't want to hit anybody's toes. They don't want anybody to block them. So they're going to be completely transparent for what they want to do with Activision Blizzard. And like they've said before, this isn't about the console basically at all. This is about getting into mobile gaming where they have no footprint. This is about getting into games like PC because they don't have that big of a footprint, because Steam and all these other people like Battle.net completely dominate the PC market. That's what Xbox is going to concentrate on for the next several years. PC gaming, cloud gaming, and of course mobile gaming. Don't get me wrong, consoles are going to be focused on, but nowhere near what PC and mobile gaming is going to get. That's where all the money is going to be flooded into. That's why they made this purchase, because Activision Blizzard are massive PC developers, they're massive mobile developers, and that's where these regulators are going to be looking into this. Because they talk about the console here, but if you've noticed, Xbox doesn't really talk about the console a lot with Activision Blizzard. They talk about bringing their games everywhere. They don't just bring up the console, and I think they're trying to combat all of this console talking, competitive talk, with saying, hey, we're going to be bringing out our games to more platforms because we want more people, which is the consumer, to enjoy these games. That's where things are going to start getting really heavy, and where we're going to see differences in the strategy that Xbox has for this publisher. Because I have to admit, that Bethesda buyout was huge. Yet when you look at everything that was done, they're still bringing their games out to console and PC, and they started making it exclusive. And that purchase to me was way more aimed at the console war party over there. Because you got to think about it. Getting games like Starfield and of course Redfall, then you look at Elder Scrolls and all those other games, getting them exclusive on the Xbox platform is going to be massive. And I truly mean massive for their platform. Yet, when you look at Activision Blizzard, getting games like Call of Duty is not going to be huge for the console because they're going to have to put it on the PlayStation. It's going to be huge for getting active members on the PC side, because Call of Duty does sell very well within the PC environment. So they're going to get a bunch of Activision Blizzard users from Battle.net over to the Xbox ecosystem. And like they've said before, that's over 400 million active users over at Battle.net. That is insane. Steam has like 180 million active users a month, and probably I don't know how many more active users over the course of a year. Steam does dominate PC, but Battle.net is right there behind them because they have big games like World of Warcraft, Diablo, Overwatch, and all those other big games that Blizzard is known for. These are PC developers. That's what Xbox is going to focus on. And they're going to focus on that with the CMA, with the FTC. They're going to focus that they're not just putting their stuff on just one platform and really hurting the competition. They're going to open up gaming, make it bigger, make it more accessible for people that might not be able to afford a console or a PC. They're going to be able to afford it through cloud. And that's going to drive competition. That's going to drive Amazon to want to compete. That's going to drive Sony, who is trying to compete and buying mobile developers like they did this week. It's all about competition. It's all about showing all these legislators and these regulators that, hey, we are not trying to just take things over. We're trying to make it more accessible, and we're going to be taking financial hits to make this more accessible to gamers. And that's all Microsoft can do. Let's hope the CMA lets this go through. Let's hope in 5 days Microsoft provides all the answers to the questions that they have. And let's hope they don't go into phase 2, because man, oh man, that'll take a very long time. And it's looking more and more that this deal is not going to end until at least spring of 2023. But no matter what, we are going to get these games in Game Pass because Phil Spencer and a lot of the people at Xbox have made that known exponentially. But let me know what you think about this. Are you surprised that the CMA is going to try to investigate this anymore? Do you think Microsoft was prepared for this? I think that they were prepared for this because Phil Spencer had a statement ready to go right when it dropped. Or do you think that Sony's trying to stop this deal from going through like they have for several weeks? Do you think other countries like Saudi Arabia are going to start approving this deal? Or do you think we're going to be seeing these deals getting a lot more challenging as the time goes on? Let me know what you think down below. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button and that like button to support us out the channel more than you know. And give me a follow on Twitter at Zalker87. I'm always on there talking games and sharing my latest videos. Plus, I love interacting with everyone there, so get on Twitter and let's talk about gaming. Also, follow me on Xbox Live. My gamertag is Zalker87, just like my channel name. See what games I'm playing, and let's compete in achievements for the month. So right now, I have to admit, I've been actually pretty sick. I got the big old, sickness, and I've been dealing with that since about last week. I've been struggling. It kind of hit me pretty hard, so I didn't really make any more videos. The video I brought out on Monday is actually something I made on Wednesday or Thursday of last week, so I got kind of lucky with that. I would have not brought out a video for over a week. And so I've been kind of just out of it. I've been playing a lot of games though, just trying to recover, relax. I've been playing Spider-Man. I beat that on the PC. It was my 27th finished game this year, so I'm having a lot of fun with that. And I'm also just kind of waiting for the Steam Deck to come because I ordered it and I should be getting it in the next month. I think that's when I'm getting one. So I've been playing a lot of games on Steam, and of course I've been jumping into Multiverses on my Xbox and just playing a bunch of games. But let me know what you're playing. I just want to know what everybody's playing. Maybe recommend me a couple games because I'm going to be stuck at home for like the next week, not really going out because I have to isolate. But let me know what you're playing so I can maybe jump on something that I didn't see, or something on Game Pass or Steam or the Xbox, whatever. Just let me know what you're playing because that's what we're here for. It's to talk games. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, enjoy your gaming. Later.